Good morning, guys. This is Dan. Welcome to the channel, Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. My dog is passed out and snoring really loud, so just bear with us. She's asleep on the floor in front of the desk, so you might hear her through this reading. But it's really gray and rainy here today, so it's kind of one of those days to be a little like cave dweller and sleep all day, I think, especially for her. All right, so today is the daily forecast for Saturday, September 5th. This is a timeless message, so it is the message is available to you whenever you see it. So if you're watching this on a date that's not September 5th, do not worry. You can still watch the video and hopefully get something out of it. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry about that. That doesn't mean that anything's wrong or anything like that. It just means that you might be working on something different at this time. Take what you need and leave the rest from the reading. You know, apply whatever applies to your situation or your life. But you are responsible for whatever decisions you make, you know, from watching this video. But like, basically take what you need and leave the rest kind of thing. So let's just get started and see what's going on in the cards this morning. I have to say, this Pisces full moon, it's been kind of an interesting time. It's been super gray and overcast, raining like profusely for the last, this is the day number 3. It feels like winter time. It's wild. But it fits perfectly with that watery Pisces energy, I guess. All right, let me move some down. Okay, Two of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles energy this week. Lots and lots of Pentacles energy this week. Yesterday we had the Ace of Pentacles. Earlier in the week, I want to say we saw the 9 and the Page. So all of this makes sense to me because we're in full bore Virgo season. So I think that's a really good sign. I feel like it's, you know, maybe we're getting a little bit more grounded. Two of Pentacles definitely brings us to this space of balance, right? Bringing us... Excuse me. Ugh. It's this gray weather, guys. I need to wake up. I feel like I wake up in a fog. And it's just because it's so dark in the house. All right. So this Two of Pentacles, to me, is about bringing in that sort of grounded energy. It's also bringing about financial balance, material balance, balance in our sort of world, our environment. You're going to have to, you know, place this... sought out balance or whatever balance you're trying to create where it works in your life, right? But this is definitely a card where you see this man manipulating these 2 coins with the sort of infinity symbol around it. And it's interesting because I've never really seen this, but this one's, he's on a dock in front of water with ships everywhere, right? He is focused towards the future. I always feel like when they focus towards this direction, they're focusing on the future. He may not have his eyes completely on the goal is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this card, just looking at his stance. But he is turned towards the future, meaning he may not know how he's going to get there, but he's going to get there. The water around him on the dock, right, that sort of stormy seas and that darker sky, this is not one of the more golden cards that we've been seeing in this deck, feels to me like this might be a little bit of a rough time or an adjustment period for some of us. And that's okay. Like, I think that we still feel self-assured and confident enough or grounded enough to make any adjustments, any pivots, any changes that we need to make to kind of roll with the storm, the tides, and everything that's going on. That's kind of the buoyancy of the ships in the background. You know, we can kind of flow with challenges as they come at us and remember that we have this ability to kind of keep everything sort of in check or move in the moment, you know, and adjust as need be. That's sort of the kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this card. I am going to say, excuse me, 2s, I always say this, 2s signify deepening of relationships, right? I feel like this is our deepening of our trust in ourselves, this being an earth sign or an earth element, the earth element of Pentacles. To me, this is about us trusting ourselves, our own sort of practical, maybe logic, our own ability to kind of, you know, shift on a dime and bring things back into balance even in the face of adversity. So if we're feeling a little squirrely or unnerved by maybe what's going on around us, that's certainly that swelling sea around this dancing guy with the 2 of Pentacles. That's okay. We know the dance. We know how to move our way through this. Let's face it, guys, the feeling that I'm getting from this card is that we've been through probably tougher in the past, or, you know, something, you know, it might have been a completely different situation, but it was still a struggle. We weathered it, and I'm talking about something in the past, right? It was still a struggle. It was still sort of like, say, a storm, so to speak, and we were still able to get beyond it. So we need to remember that as we move forward, that we have this sort of a skill set within us, even if it, you know, even if sort of like the answers aren't completely clear to us, we have the ability to kind of juggle a few things. Like, he's flat out juggling, right? So we can make that work. Let's see what the Moonology card has to say. So if things feel a little bit like they're being taken off course or challenged, okay, the bottom card fell off the deck. It didn't even cut. This is the bottom card. So what do we got? We've got a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Interesting. So I love the green healing energy of this, and I love that the Virgo symbol is that woman sort of at peace and quiet. Yesterday, I believe, didn't we have new moon yesterday? We did. Now we have new moon in Virgo, which we are in the sign of Virgo. So it feels like these cards are kind of playing with us a little bit. They're kind of, even though we've just experienced a full moon in Pisces, right? We are in the sign of Virgo. Yesterday's card in the reading was new moon. Now we've got new moon in Virgo. So it just sort of feels like our cards here are doing a cyclical thing, if that makes any sense. They're giving us a nod to our world. So this idea of rather to give, a time to give rather than to take, to me makes me think about giving to ourselves during this time. If we do feel challenged, if we do feel like the world around us might be kind of shifting and changing in ways that we don't fully understand, or that we're trying to maybe, you know, just maintain our sanity or maintain, you know, keeping our head above the water. This time to give rather than take is to like give to ourselves, is the feeling that I'm getting. The idea of a new moon to me is always like that fresh with possibility, a period where we get to sort of build upon the energy of the lunar cycle and kind of focus on what it is that we do want. I think that with this 2 of Pentacles energy, there is this aspect of sort of I don't want to say fighting against the currents, but there is this like not giving up sense that I get with this card as I'm looking at him. It feels to me like he's in this, like, he's just not going to let this storm overtake him. Does that make sense? So I feel like this idea of giving rather than taking is more like giving to yourself, keeping yourself strong, keeping yourself at peace in a space of healing, understanding that you've got this, that you can sort this out, that the new moon is filled with, and in the sign of Virgo too, which is also very grounded and practical, that sort of a thing. There's this opportunity to heal oneself through just accepting your situation as it is, and then balancing and maybe even rebalancing throughout it with this 2 of Pentacles energy, like adapting and trusting that as you adapt, you'll continue to build, you'll continue to grow that new moon energy and that piece of Virgo, and you'll be able to move forward. All right, so let me get the grounding stone. And the grounding stone is on wisdom. So this is something we want to ground in today. What do we know to be true, right? Where is our internal wisdom? What is, you know, our wisdom telling us? When I look at this grounding stone and I look at that new moon in Virgo, to me it almost looks like she's sort of in a meditative space, right? I also look at that 2 of Pentacles, and with his head tilted down like that, to me he's not necessarily looking at the storm around him. He's aware it's going on around him, but he's focusing on what he can control and maintain the balance of those 2 Pentacles together, right? As things sort of roil around him and shift and change and all of that, he's not necessarily involving himself in the actual waves because he can't control those things, right? He can only control what's in his 2 hands and his point of focus. So when I look at all of this, that is sort of the wisdom that we want to ground in today, is that we can give ourselves that maybe break, that respite, that ease with which to just concentrate on our immediate universe or our immediate world, and and the balance of that and carrying that through whatever sort of struggles, challenges we may be dealing with, say right now or into the near future. We've got this is kind of the feeling that I've gotten. And this wisdom stone to me also kind of reconnects us to the reminder that we have that wisdom about us. I'll also say this too. Yesterday was the Ace of Pentacles and today is the Two of Pentacles, and those cards go right one after the other. So it's interesting that we had yesterday's Ace of Pentacles, today's Two of Pentacles. We also had yesterday was New Moon, today we have New Moon in Virgo. So there's this kind of like mimicry that's happening with these two decks. Like they're staying very clear on the path of the message, if that makes sense. So Two of Pentacles is fluctuating economic fortune, balancing act, tricky launch of a new project, qualms, risky venture, timing and dexterity, shadowy scene and cunning characters, juggling resources, thinking on your feet, agility needed to sail high seas, uncanny instinct, crafty business partner, a vague, even peculiar situation that keeps one guessing and on their toes, a dance of opposites, or ambiguity. I think that it could mean all of those things. I also think that this is just an opportunity for us to stay more in the present moment and concentrate on our own situation, our own balance, and maintaining that during times that might seem challenging. And we have the skill set to do that as long as we stay present in the moment that, you know, in the present moment, so to speak. Giving to ourselves rather than, you know, taking in maybe all of the weird mixed messages that might be going on around us or the challenges going on around us, thinking, oh my God, I can't do this. The wisdom in that is what will get us through. Does that make sense? Or maintaining that wisdom, that strength about ourselves will get us through too. So let's go to New Moon in Virgo. New Moon in Virgo. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests that you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routines now. However you've been feeling. And that's that green color in the Virgo card too, is that healing energy. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you are overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and think more about what you can do for others. Attuned to the moon is recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. Additional meanings for the card are gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success without being pedantic. Be of service to others, and love and money will follow. The person you're asking about is reliable. So the teaching, Virgo is a sign of health, service, and analysis. Its energy is precise and has a feel of the harvest about it. When this card comes up, it could be that a wonderful bounty is coming your way. However, the energy of the new moon in Virgo is usually about getting your life in order. So that's what you need to do at this time of the Virgo new moon and whenever else you pull this card. And to me, getting the life in order is also sort of the balance that we see in that Two of Pentacles. It's kind of like juggling our own situation in midst of sort of, you know, everything that's going on around us, maybe not necessarily clearly knowing all of the answers, but knowing that we will solve and we will find solutions if we utilize our own intelligence and our own sort of experience. We can do this. That's kind of the feeling that I get from this. It'll be interesting to see what happens next, tomorrow's forecast for the following week. That is your forecast. Thank you for tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it out. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.